Hi guys, it's Lisa, and today we are going to be doing the Every Room's a Different Color challenge. So right now we are going to go ahead and randomize this little thing. Alright, so the outside of our house is going to be teal. Now I am going ahead and speeding up the video and doing this voiceover after I had already filmed it. But honestly, I don't think you guys would want to see me go through the excruciating process of like picking out colors and like everything. I'm gonna tell you now, this house is a mess, a complete and utter mess. I actually didn't hate the outside color. I just wish that it wasn't all that color. But as you guys will see whenever we get into the inside, it's like a big old mess. I go back and forth here between two different roofs because I didn't know what one looked the best. Because the color that we got was kind of like a turquoise minty sort of color, and I wanted to use this roofing that we have here that you guys can see, the seafoam one. I wanted to use it to kind of try and break it up a little bit, but when we get out later on in the video, I think I end up changing it from what I believe. But I did go ahead and build the house ahead of time, so as you guys can see, I have a little bit of a layout really. Alright, we'll go ahead and try this again. Sorry I got interrupted. But I did go ahead and build the house already, as you guys can see. I figured it'd be better to have the house already built instead of like having to add that into the process. I did kind of make a sort of weird floor plan, if I'm completely honest. I don't really know why, but I did. And there's one room that I actually ended up leaving empty because I didn't want the upstairs to be super big. But if you guys want me to put this house up for download, let me know, because you guys can definitely like change it up and make it not so atrocious. I might actually end up doing a video of me actually like decorating it the way that I would, not based on just colors, because I do quite actually like the layout of the house that I did. It's just, it's hard to look at because it's all one color everywhere. And I actually, you guys are going to see here, I messed up this little bit up here. I made it too small for the window, which I don't entirely know what I did there, but I did something. But I do end up fixing that, so it does end up actually looking like a proper window, because I did figure out what I had done. But I think everything I actually used in the build, like not like everything, but like to decorate the house, is all base game or expansion packs. On the inside there is a few little things of custom content because I didn't feel like going through creative style. I just kind of picked and chose things that were already like random. Some things obviously I have to do creative style with, but and I know the door actually ends up looking white, but it's like a really pale turquoise. I wanted to break it up and not have it all look like the same color of turquoise. So I did like different shades. But it's a bit of a mess of this house, if I'm completely honest. I did this in 2 nights. So doing the outside bit here gave me a headache, so I took a break and then came back to it yesterday from when I'm filming this voiceover, because like I needed a break from it. It was giving me such a headache, and I was like, nope, we're gonna take a break from it tonight and we'll go back to it and get it done, just because I think it's so bright. But it does end up not being too terrible. It just ends up being a very similar color palette all over the house, if I'm completely honest. You guys will see, like, we go back and forth. So this here was our second color. So we were going to do the living room, and the living room ends up being green, as you guys can see here. So we're going to go ahead and start off the living room. I used this custom content flooring. It's something from Sims 2. It was a conversion, and I'm trying to think of the name of it. If I can remember the name of it, I'll put it in the description or something along those lines. But yeah, we end up doing a lovely green living room, which I didn't hate the living room as much as I thought it would, if I'm completely honest. I was trying to keep it as realistic as I possibly could, because like you're not gonna do like a hardwood floor and have it green. Like that's not a thing. You know what I mean? So I was trying to do it the best that I could. So I just ended up using, honestly, a lot of floor tile throughout this house. Floor tile and carpet, I would say, are my main two, just because of the color choices that we ended up getting. It's all, like the floor tiles that I did use, they're all from the same pack. It's all the Sims 2 pack thing. I'm going to try and actually find the name of it now while I'm doing this voiceover. So, hold on. It's got like a really weird name to it. I just wish that I could remember what it's called. But I'm not able to actually find it right now, I don't think. It might be on my blog. But, I gotta type that in to find that out. Alright, we'll see. But, as you guys can see, we're just kind of going through and recoloring some things. There is a little bit of, like, different colors with the paintings and stuff like that, because I didn't want it to be like just everything, like including all the paintings of green. Like they have hints of green, but it's not like excruciatingly green, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I feel like that doesn't make sense. And I don't actually have it on my blog either, but I'll go into my game whenever I'm done and we'll figure out the name of this. But that's pretty much all that I did for the living room. I think I just kind of threw in a rug at the door, which I don't know if that's green, but it looked green to me. And then I added some curtains, and I think that was about it. And I do end up adding some lights, because it is kind of dark in here, as you guys can probably see. But I do end up adding lights. I know that I do, I don't know exactly when. And then for a third color, which we were going into the kitchen, we ended up with this like bluey purple color. I used it as like a navy blue because I figured that would be the best option. And then this bit back here was the kitchen. So it's a fairly big area. And I think the kitchen's my favorite room of the house, if I'm completely honest. Which I wouldn't have expected. With it all being in blue, like you guys know, if you guys have been around on my channel for a while, that I typically, if I'm doing a color in my kitchen, I'm losing my voice and I don't know why. But if I'm doing a color in my kitchen, typically I do it as like an accent color on the cabinets, whereas I still do it as a color on my cabinets. But as you guys can see, it blends in with the walls. So it was a bit of a weird situation. I did do a little bit of an island just to kind of break up some space from it looking so big, because I felt like it looked like very open and it was like weird to me. And I did a different shade of blue off of the appliances just so it didn't blend in completely. I'm not super happy with where I positioned my island, but I felt like it was kind of the only space. And with the archway being like there for the dining room, I was kind of like stuck on where I was going to put it. But I knew that I wanted one to kind of add a little bit to the kitchen. But I just kind of did the basics, honestly. There wasn't a whole lot to it. Most of my appliances, I stuck with that light blue color, but I ended up liking the kitchen the most, which I think is super funny. Just because, like, I like my blue, don't get me wrong, I like blue, but it's not like my go-to color. And then I also did the doors. I don't think I actually recolored the archways. Now that I think about it, I don't think I did. And the stairs, I just did like a black, but I don't think I did the archways, which kind of makes me sad. I should have done them, but it does kind of separate the room off pretty well by having a white. And we're going to go ahead and randomize the color here for the dining room. But where I have the column, I did actually have like a full-length wall there. If you guys were paying attention, I did have a full-length wall there. But this is the dining room area. But I decided to get rid of the full-length wall. I felt like we didn't need it, and it was better to have it more open and just add a column in to close off from the stairs. So I did a carpet in here. It ends up being like I put in the wrong one at first. but it ends up being like this bright pink raspberry sort of color. I don't know what you'd actually call that. And then the walls, I just did like an actual raspberry tone. I actually really like the colors of the wall. I felt like it would go very well if everything in this room wasn't the same color. And then I realized that I had a very awkwardly small dining room. And I ended up moving the original archway for the room beside it so that I could like properly position things without having to be like, oh, we have literally no space here. Because I don't know what I was thinking and why I did it the way that I did. But you guys will see me like switch things around so many times. Like I have the color codes all done, but me just trying to make it look decent was a completely different story. And then I went with this cute little pattern for my chairs. I ended up doing it actually all over and not just a seat cushion, which I felt was super cute and went with the room really well. All of my custom patterns are from OMF Gingers, I believe, on Tumblr. I'm pretty sure that's where they're from. You guys can find them on my Tumblr in the description down below if you guys are interested, because I do have a little like tag on there, my navigation thing for all my patterns, and I'm pretty sure they're all OMF Gingers because they're just, I love their patterns. I don't know. I just kind of went ahead and just threw up some artwork that had pinky tones in it, did some pink flowers, and I think we called it a day other than like I straightened it out because I felt like it was really weird. Added a weird tone pink rug. And then this color here ends up being like a minty green color. It was for the office, which was the room right next door because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. And I was going to make it, originally I was going to have like a really big dining room, but I figured it'd be better to do a office over here because with my floor plan and how it was upstairs, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to have it anywhere else. Like I had that big open bonus room that I ended up just closing off and not even considering a room because I didn't want it to be, but like it felt really weird if I was to do it another way, and I'm getting really tired of this. Okay, hold on. Alright, hopefully third time's a charm with this because that is just kind of getting a little bit ridiculous. But as you guys can see, I went ahead and used like a bluey mint tile in here, which is from the exact same pack as all the other tiles I've used. Which, again, I will have linked in the description because I will find them. I just can't think of the name of them while I'm doing this voiceover. But I actually ended up really liking how the office looked. I did a painted desk instead of a wood just because I felt like it would look better. But I actually really liked the minty green color and felt like it looked really cool. This challenge is a bit of a struggle, I'm not going to lie, but it's not as bad as I had thought that it would be. If I was doing it in Sims 4, which you guys know I don't play very often, I actually uninstalled it. I feel like it'd be a lot harder, but this is the next color. It was green, and I don't remember what room it was for. Oh, the garage, that's right. So a garage ends up being like a green, so I just kind of stole from the foundation out here. Honestly, a green garage doesn't bother me any because I didn't have anything to put in there other than like a parking spot. So we just did like a green brick in here, and that was about it. And then I added in like just a parking spot. Nothing all too extravagant. And then our next color, I believe, was for a half bath, and it ends up being this pink color here, which I considered to just be the same as the dining room, but this was for a little half bath. So I just kind of stole everything the same from there. Figured it'd be the easiest thing, and then we just did a little half bath. So I changed up the color of the door and made it a more pinky raspberry sort of tone to go with the room. And then we just added a toilet, a sink, and a mirror, and some toilet paper. Obviously the toilet paper isn't going to match, but it's alright with me. But I just kind of did a lighter pink on everything else. I didn't want it to be all like this raspberry pink tone because I felt like that would be too much, and me changing it up to different shades of pink wasn't too bad. The sink I actually did 2 shades of pink. So I did like a darker, I don't know what you would call it. And then we went ahead and did the master bedroom, which ends up being blue. So I had copied the same tile and walling out of the kitchen. I felt like having that much blue side by side was kind of strange, but we end up getting pretty much the same, all the same like color palettes while we are downstairs. So it ends up being all very similar, and then like upstairs kind of switched it up a little bit, but like not a whole lot. You guys will see what I'm talking about when we get there. Because like whenever I finish this room here, we have a master bathroom and then the laundry room to do. I just went ahead and added these big posters in from, I think they're from Late Night, I believe. I didn't know what else to add onto the walls, and I wanted to do something different. So we just kind of went ahead and did that, and it has blue in it, so I felt like it would go decently well. We did like a dark blue door, so it's 2 different colored blue doors, but you know what, it's fine with me. And then I added in another dresser over here. This one had a mirror because I felt like maybe 2 parents sort of thing. And then we just did these atrocious blue curtains. I messed around with this window here for a little bit, couldn't get it, so it doesn't have a curtain. And then this was for the, I think this is the master bathroom color, so it ends up being purple. I went ahead and just placed in the necessities in here, as you would, you know. It doesn't end up being like a whole lot. And there is actually a closet off of the bathroom. I don't know why I put the closet in there, but I did. I feel like I was just trying to like get rid of some extra space. So it's in there, and I don't actually know if I remembered to recolor the door. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't know if I did. So in here we ended up just doing this like tile, and I ended up changing it up. It's not all purple, but it's mainly purple. It's purple and white. And I really don't think I ended up changing the closet door color, but I can't remember. I'm hoping I did, but again, I don't know. I have a feeling that I didn't actually end up doing it, and that I didn't change over the laundry hamper either. And then I went ahead and did the doors over here as well. We just did some blue and some purple, and then I just transferred the blue over to that. But yeah, clearly I didn't do that. And then for the laundry room, we ended up with pink again. And then I tried to re-randomize it and got purple. So there was that. But hold on a second, you guys. I actually need to go ahead and do something here really quick, if I can. Alright, we're good. But yeah, so it just kind of ends up being, like, it went very well with the half bath, if I'm completely honest. But it's also just kind of weird. And I didn't hate the pink washer and dryer as much as I thought I would. And then we went ahead and moved on to the upstairs. So this was for the hallway. So a hallway, maybe it wasn't the hallway. No, it was. I don't know what just happened there. Hold on. Maybe it wasn't that one that I re-randomized. I went back, watched the footage, and I didn't end up re-randomizing that one. But yeah, so we got like a yellow for our little floor up here. Not a floor, a room up here. I wanted some yellow. I did. But for adding it into the little hallway area, and then I thought about opening that up, and I ended up not doing that because it looked funny. But for getting yellow here is not what I wanted it. I wanted it as like a bedroom color or something. Because if you guys know, like if you've watched my builds before, yellow is not, like I like yellow. But like the foyer areas and the hallways, I never know what to do with them. And that was the exact same case in this scenario. And then I realized that I hadn't put the doors in yet. So then I went ahead and added in the doors. But it was a mess. But I don't know. And then I got rid of the lights because I went, yeah, I'm not going to do that room. I don't want to. And then just ended up filling it in with the same tile that we already had. Just to show, like, it's there if you want it, but I'm not going to do it. Because I wanted a very small upstairs area. And I felt like it made more sense with the stairs being there the house ended. Those stairs, by the way, I believe are actually from the store. So I didn't use custom content stairs. And then I went ahead and used these pictures here because they had a little bit of a pop of yellow. And I think that was about it. And then we went ahead and randomized another color. And we ended up getting this like beigey, purpley brown sort of tone. Which, honestly, this was for a bathroom, so it wasn't awful. I would have rather had it for a bedroom, but that was what I was going with next, was the bathroom. So we just kind of did like a beigey brown sort of color. I didn't hate it because it's a neutral color. It was actually fairly easy to work with, and I stuck with a wood door in there for some reason. And then I just did this like brown, peachy sort of color for the walls. And then I didn't have to recolor a whole lot, which was kind of nice. I actually don't remember I recolored that room at all, now that I think about it, which is kind of stupid of me. But you know what? It's fine. And then this was for a bedroom, so we ended up getting this dark purpley raspberry sort of tone. So I just went ahead and used the same wall tone and then just kind of changed up the color. We just went with like a really dark purple. And then for the flooring, I think I did a carpet. Yes, I did. So I did a carpet because I felt like colored carpet makes more sense than a colored hardwood floor. And I was going to try and do like a really dark, almost black color, but then you couldn't tell what the original color was. So I didn't do that. So we just went with like a really dark purple. And it makes me laugh that all of these rooms have like a bright teal colored window. I was going to go ahead and change them for each room, but I felt like that wasn't really realistic. So we didn't do that. So they all have like this bright turquoise teal sort of accent color. And then I ended up using this around the Sims. No, it wasn't that one. It's this one, around the Sims 3 log here for kids. It's got some owls on it, but it is like a pinky purple sort of color to it. And then for this, we just kind of changed things up. I did actually go with a bright purple bed. And then for this, I changed it to this base game pattern right here. So that ends up being the kids' room. And I think I added some curtains. No, I did some blinds. I did some white blinds to try and break it up, because I felt like if I did like the purple on that, it would look funny. And then I just threw in a custom painting that I don't know where that's from. And then we did this pinky one over here and a unicorn. And then we went ahead and I just transferred everything over into the other rooms because I felt like that would make more sense. So here we are doing that. And then we went ahead to move on to the other bedroom right beside it. And it ends up being a blue again. So it's obvious that blue is a very big theme in this house, which no big deal. I don't really hate it. So we just went ahead and changed it up to do a blue in here. And then we did the same walling, just changed it up to be more blue than purple. And then we just kind of went for it. But as you guys can see, like, there's not like a huge differentiation of colors. I was hoping for like an orange, which I probably should have done an orange on the outside, because that was the very first color that had come up. But I didn't want you guys to like think that I had done orange on purpose or anything, so that's why I went ahead and really randomized it to get that like turquoisey color that we did. There is 2 closets out of this bedroom here, which is why I did a bunk bed. I felt like it would be a good room for like twins or something of the sort, so that's why we did that. I did do 2 bedrooms that are like kid oriented, so maybe they have some triplets. They've got 2 boys and a girl, and the girl gets a room of her own. And then we went ahead and just switched on over here to the last room, which is another bathroom. We got a minty green sort of color. So we went ahead and just stole from the little turquoise room downstairs. And then I think I actually ended up taking the same tile from downstairs and putting it in the bathroom because I felt like that made sense. And then we just kind of went for it and made everything in here like a bluey, turquoisey, teal sort of color. It didn't end up being as bad as I had thought that it would be, if I'm completely honest with you. So there's that, but I think I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap this voiceover up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can go ahead and hit that like button down below. If you want to see some more videos from me, you can subscribe, and if you're already subscribed and want notifications for when I post, you can go ahead and hit that bell down below. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys all in my very next video. Okay, bye guys.